Thank you. Welcome to the Dr. Nurse Paul Show, hosted by Aspire RN and Dr. Paul. You are watching The Secrets of Next Generation NCLEX. Dr. Nurse Paul is an NCLEX expert, having trained and mentored thousands of international nurses past the NCLEX RN for over a decade. He graduated with a Doctor of Nursing Practice in Texas Christian University. He is a registered nurse, an advanced practice registered nurse, and a certified family nurse practitioner. He also has completed a Certificate for Nurse Educator postgraduate course. Aside from teaching, he has extensive clinical experience in emergency and family medicine. He has over 15 years of combined clinical and academic healthcare experience. Dr. Nurse Paul is an immigrant from the Philippines. He is currently based in Houston, Texas, where he operates his business, Dr. Nurse Paul, and Aspire RN NCLEX Prep. He loves to share his life story of how he overcame his challenges to reach his dreams. He is passionate in helping nurses realize the American dream. So without further ado, let's all welcome Dr. Nurse Paul.
Good morning, everybody. I am streaming live from Houston, Texas. Thank you for joining the Dr. Nurse Paul Show. Who is excited to do another case study today? Thank you, guys. Welcome to the Dr. Nurse Paul Show. This is the secrets of the next generation NCLEX. As we all know, the next gen NCLEX is coming very soon, in less than 2 months. It's going to be in April 1, 2023. I've been doing this show since October last year, so we have 6 months or 5 months worth of shows and activities that we did online to help you guys prepare for the next gen NCLEX. If this is your first time attending the Dr. Nurse Paul Show, Secrets of Next Gen NCLEX, the past live shows are archived and saved in YouTube. So kindly go to YouTube, look for Dr. Nurse Paul Show, and you can see there the playlists of the past shows that we did for the next generation NCLEX. All right. Thank you guys for joining. If you guys are joining me today, there's a lot of viewers. Thank you guys. Can you guys please write your nickname and where you guys are located today? Like I said, I'm streaming live from Houston, Texas, and right now it's 8:03 a.m. Thank you guys for joining us today. And again, like I said, I'm so excited to do this show. Of course, every Dr. Nurse Paul show, I'm excited. And aside from that, I'm excited because Next Gen NCLEX is coming very soon, and I'm happy that I'm over here able to help people like you guys watching from where you are at right now, and doing this class for free for everybody. All right. And all right. So we have Kay from Dubai. Hi, Kay. And Miko from Philippines. We have Hans from Puerto Princesa in Philippines. We have Sheena from Bulacan. We have Roselle from Riyadh. And who else is here? Michelle from Philippines, Jenaline from Abu Dhabi, and we have someone from Riyadh. His name is Glenn. And Rhoda from Riyadh, Ivy from Cebu, Philippines, Edel from Cavite, Chi from Saudi Arabia, another Ivy from Saudi Arabia, Pia from Philippines, Uchi from Saudi Arabia, Caro from South Florida. There goes one of our from American continent. So now we have people from Middle East, Philippines, and the Americas. Francine from Philippines, Lizelle from Philippines, someone from New York. I'm sorry, guys, I can't see your name if you're joining from one of the groups that I'm managing, Lefora. I really can't see your name here, but thank you for joining me today. Jonathan from Abu Dhabi, Lloyd from Philippines, Nurse Sisa from Saudi Arabia, Zina from Philippines and Mindanao, Janelle from Leyte, Rose from Ghana. Thank you, Rose, for joining. Chris from Qatar. We have so many. We have Rita from Nigeria joining us in YouTube today. And we have Miss Anna from the Choice is Right Customer Assistance Service, New York. Good morning, my dear friend. Thank you for joining me today. And as with other Dr. Nurse Paul Next Generation NCLEX show, today we're going to have another case study. Are you guys so excited to do this? I'm very excited. You know, every time we have case study, I love doing it online because it's very, what's this? Interactive. So today you're going to help me answer another case study. We're going to learn about another case study today. Who has attended my shows in the past, or who among you guys are already my student in Aspire R? And if you guys have attended my show in the past, please indicate in the comment section. If you guys are already enrolled in my program in Aspire RN, please indicate in the comments section as well, so I can give you guys a shout out. Right, I know some of you guys are already familiar. All right, like Tanuja. I know Tanuja attends my show every Saturday. Thank you, Tanuja. And I promise that we will keep reinventing and improving our show. Like I said, Dr. Nurse Paul show is two parts. The first part is the secrets of next generation NCLEX every first and third Saturday of the month. And we also have the USA Nurse series where we talk about living the American dream that happens every second and fourth Saturday a month. So I hope all these shows, all the past shows, have helped you one way or the other with your preparation for the NCLEX or with your life or soon to be life as an immigrant nurse in the USA. Thank you guys for continuing to support Dr. Nurse Paul Show. And today we're going to have um, another case study for our secrets of next generation NCLEX. Who among you guys are excited to do another case study with me? So last 2 weeks ago, in my last Secrets of Next Generation NCLEX, we had the case study. I think it was about, what was it about? Autonomic dysreflexia. So today we're going to find out what our case study is going to be about. But again, thank you everybody for joining. All right. And today, I'm happy to announce that we are going to have another NCLEX review package giveaway. Every time we do the Secrets of Next Generation NCLEX, there's always one winner of an Aspire RN NCLEX review package. And the Aspire RN NCLEX review package, before I start, is already next generation NCLEX compatible. We have just launched our new NGN compatible program called the Dr. Nurse Paul method. If you guys have questions about this method, log on now to aspirern.com and you will see the details of the course. The most important update that I've done with Aspire RN, because I'm also the curriculum developer and the CEO and lead instructor, is aside from the 24 live classes that we're doing for lectures, for didactics, 10 live classes for HIT classes and final coaching, we've added 8 more live classes for what I call next generation master classes. So Aspire RN Dr. Nurse Paul method now has 42 live classes, 5,000 plus questions in our own question bank, personal student advisor, and personal mentorship, individualized tracking and feedback. Plus, you also get the 100% Dr. Nurse Paul pass guarantee, which means if you enroll in our full course and you completed our program and we recommended you to take the exam, we are going to guarantee you're passing the next generation NCLEX 100%. So who's excited for that? All right. Now, anyway, to join the show for today and to win the NCLEX review package, there's so many winners already. To win this today's giveaway, you have 3 mechanics. The first is to like both Dr. Nurse Paul and Aspire RN Facebook page. Very important, because our team members who will be doing the raffle in the background while I'm doing the class will be verifying that you guys have done the mechanics. The second is to share this live show right now to your pages. Live show should be shared publicly. It should be public, which means you can see your privacy symbol. It should be looking like a globe. If you do that, it will help us verify if you've actually won. We have winners in the past that we had to disqualify because we couldn't see that they shared the live show. So please follow the instructions carefully. It has to be shared publicly on your page right now. And if you're done, comment hashtag Dr. Nurse Paul. You only need to comment Dr. Nurse Paul, hashtag Dr. Nurse Paul once. All right. And later, all right, our team members in the background, my dear team, Dr. Nurse Paul moderators in the background will pick the winner using the comment picker app for Facebook. So the only way to join this, guys, is to log on now to your Facebook and join us live in Facebook. I'm sorry because we can't do it yet in YouTube and in other Facebook channels. But please log on now and go to the Dr. Nurse Paul Facebook page, and that's how you can share it live. All right, and please tag your friends. The more friends that we can bring in, the more friends that we can help. Thank you, guys. I've seen a lot of people who shared the show already. Okay, thank you again. To join, you have to like Dr. Nurse Paul and Aspire RN. Share this show publicly to your page right now and comment hashtag Dr. Nurse Paul in the comment section. All right, okay, who's now ready for case study? All right. And like what we always do every weekend, and let's teach those people that have just joined us right now or has never joined us. If I ask you guys, can you pass the next generation NCLEX? You will tell me, yes, I can. Can we do that in the comment section? Let's manifest positivity. Let's manifest you passing the NCLEX right now. All right. Let's let's manifest it and claim it that yes, I can. Yes, I can. All right. Can we do that? Can you pass your NCLEX? Comment right now, all caps. Yes, I can. There you go. All right. Let's talk about case studies. We have a new person that just joined us today and has never been in one of our shows, Brenda. Hi, Brenda. She said, I'm new here. Thank you for joining us for the first time. We did a lot of shows in the past. So if you missed something, just go to YouTube and find my show, Dr. Nurse Paul Show, and you can see there the past shows that I did. I did a lot of case studies already. In fact, this is case study number 5, and that's a lot of case studies. I usually do that for my students, but like I said, this is my pay it forward because I feel like I received so many great things in my life being as a nurse. So this is my way as an immigrant nurse, as a foreign graduate nurse, to pay it forward to the community for you guys without a fee to do this. This is my community service. So I do this for free every Saturday. And that's just a way for me to be able to make sure that I pass forward the blessing to other people. And whether you are my student or not, you are free to join the Dr. Nurse Paul Show. More people are coming in. We have now reached 200 live viewers early this morning in Houston, Texas. Anyway, case studies will show nurses' notes that presents an evolving patient scenario. Hold on, guys. I forgot to turn off my notifications here in my MacBook. So let me just click do not disturb so I won't receive any notifications or messages. As you see, I'm a busy person because I own Aspire RN and we're rapidly growing. Just yesterday, we had so many passers. By the way, if you are one of my Aspire RN student, Aspirer, congratulations to our passers. Every day we have students passing the NCLEX and we are very happy. That's why I'm so awake right now, even if I haven't had coffee yet because I woke up late and I was rushing to get to this class. But congratulations to our passers. But anyway, going back, case study will show an evolving patient case scenario, which means it evolves. There will always be new information that you guys have to find out. All right. And each case study for your next gen NCLEX, again, this will be after April 1, 2023. There will be 6 questions of all 6 components of the clinical judgment model. All right. And the clinical judgment are 6 parts as well. So question number 1 would be about recognizing cues. Question number 2 is about analyzing cues. Question number 3 is about prioritizing hypothesis. Question number 4 will be about generating solutions. Question number 5 will be about taking actions. And question number six will be about evaluating outcomes. All right. Anyway, thank you for this, Lorraine. Lorraine said, "I'm so inspired of your dream house to your mother. Hopefully, I could give back to my parents too." Lorraine, if I can do it, you can as well. Thank you for following Dr. Nurse Paul. All right. If you guys are not aware, I just came back to the States 2 weeks ago. I was back in the Philippines for a month or 4 weeks, and I haven't been home for 5 years. So I surprised my mom, I surprised my brothers and sisters, and I surprised my mom with her dream house. So I grew up poor. We were renting from one place to another. But I built a house for my mom, paid it in cash, surprised her 3 weeks ago, and now she's happily living in the dream house, in her dream house. No more rent, no more um, getting kicked out of the house because we couldn't pay it. My mom is now living the life of her dream, the life that she sacrificed for me. I'm sacrificing it back for her. And that's thanks to the American dream. American dream is real. Thank you, Lorraine. I appreciate you following me and looking at my posts. Thank you, guys. And uh, if you guys are not familiar with that video, you can browse my Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I've shared it there. It's a very, I would say, I shared quite a bit in that story. Opened my heart out and made myself vulnerable to people to actually inform you guys of what happened in my past and how I got to where I am. I used my life story as an inspiration to everybody. I did not live a perfect life, right? I did not live, I wasn't born rich. I was born very poor, but with hard work, determination, persistence, and I guess just a little luck, I'm over here fulfilling the life of my dreams. I have my own house in Houston, Texas. I just bought my mom a house. I have my dream car. I'm able to travel to where I am. And the best part is I can work from home and help nurses fulfill their dreams, their American dream, right at my home without going anywhere. That's the best part for me because I could wake up and have another person that I can help with. So I always say, do one good deed a day. So just practice that, guys. It will not remove anything from your life. In fact, it will add something. Just be a nice person, just do one good deed a day. So that's what I am. So I'll wake up and I'm like, what good deed can I do for someone today? All right. Anyway, if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. And yes, you can. Can you guys do that again? Yes, I can. Can you comment that in the comment section? Yes, I can. All right. Thank you, guys. That was a short introduction of what I was busy with the past couple of days, but I'm over here back in Houston now. I'm missing the Philippines again. I'm always calling my mom every day, making sure that she's comfortable with the house. But if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. I know some people have commented. There's so many messages I couldn't get back to everybody. That some of them have lost their parents already, and they wish they could do that to their parents. I'm sorry for that, but it's okay if your parents are no longer there and you could not do that for your parents anymore. You can still make them proud by furthering yourself, enhancing yourself, and improving yourself. Even if they're not there anymore, use them as your motivation and inspiration to keep going and keep pushing and keep being a better person for yourself, for your family, and other people. Okay, so that's it. Thank you, guys. And today we're going to talk about sample case study number 5. I did 4 case studies in the past already. Again, all my shows are recorded and it's in YouTube. If you guys are not aware with the changes in Next Gen NCLEX, that's in episode 1. If you guys are not aware of what types of questions and how are they scored in the Next Gen NCLEX, that's in episode 2 from last year. All right, so log on to your YouTube now, find the Dr. Nurse Paul Show, and all my live classes for the secrets of next generation NCLEX are there. All right. Okay, without further ado, let's now go to your case study. And here's question number 1. All right. So you can see me pop in the small corner right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I can see it clearly as well. Let me zoom my screen. All right. That's as That's as big as I can have it, right? Let's read it for you guys. The nurse in the emergency department is caring for a 45-year-old male client. Click to highlight below the findings that require immediate follow-up. All right, give you an overview, all right? We're going to read the nurse's notes, but this type of question will be about recognizing cues. We need to highlight the text, all right? We're going to highlight. I'm not able to do it live because, again, this screen, this app prevents me from doing it live. I hope this was Zoom, but this is not Zoom. With Zoom, I could write, but Zoom is not really appropriate for webinars, so we're using StreamYard to stream this show. But StreamYard doesn't let me interact with my screen, all right? But I'm gonna tell you guys which texts we're gonna highlight. But again, this type of question is called highlighting text. It's one of the 14 or actually 15 questions, type of questions that they will use in the next generation NCLEX, right? But before we highlight and find whatever needs immediate follow-up, let's read the notes first. So we only have one tab. There could be multiple tabs in case studies, all right? And the tab is called History and Physicals, all right? Let's go to your HPI, or History of Physical, History and Physicals, all right? Neurological. The patient is alert and oriented to person, place, and time, moves all extremities without limitation. All right. Do we have an abnormal finding here? Do we have an abnormal finding? Do we have anything that we can what you call this, highlight here? I don't think so. I think neurological assessments are normal, so we don't have to highlight anything there. Now let's go to pulmonary. The pulmonary assessments or findings are: there's 1 pack-year history of cigarette smoking. There's bronchovesicular lung sounds auscultated over main bronchi. There's vesicular lung sounds over lung fields bilaterally. RR is 12. Pulse oximetry reading is 96% on room air. Okay. All right. Let's see. So, with this type of findings, do we need to highlight something? Let's highlight something that needs immediate follow-up, or abnormal findings. Recognize cues. Do we need to highlight something? I think we can highlight one thing here. All right, we're gonna highlight. What do you guys think? I'm gonna highlight 1 pack-year of smoking because I feel like this is a pertinent assessment as we move along. All right, so I'm gonna highlight 1 pack-year smoking because this might be, I'm not saying it is, might be connected to what's going on with the patient. So let's read further. So I'm going to highlight 1 pack-year history of cigarette smoking because that's an abnormal finding, and definitely that might have contributed to the patient's condition right now. And you know, smoking can cause a lot of issues. All right, cardiovascular. The patient has atherosclerosis and hypertension. Do we need to highlight that? And you're recognizing cues, all right, or finding problems or issues or abnormal findings. Do we need to highlight that? I would highlight that. You know why? Because that's a significant finding. All right, atherosclerosis and hypertension, I will highlight them both. How about the first heart sound and second heart sound, S1, S1, S2 heard in auscultation? Those are normal heart sounds. You don't need to highlight them. Pulsating mass, palpated above umbilicus, feet and ankles, pale and slightly cool to touch. I would highlight that pulsating mass palpated above umbilicus. That's one. Another one is feet and ankles pale and slightly cool to touch. That's 2. All right. How about the pedal and post-tibial pulses? 1 plus. Do we highlight that? Post, what's that? Pedal pulses, pedal and post-tibial pulses. Do we highlight that? 1 plus. If you say pulses is 1 plus, is that normal or abnormal? What's the normal finding if it's abnormal? Can you guys help me with that? Comment. Please put in the comment. Is 1 plus a normal finding? Because you know, whenever we see numbers, people get very confused. Is a 1 plus pulse normal finding? Incorrect. All right. The normal finding for pulses is 2 plus, which is full. All right. Full pulses or normal pulses. 2 plus. 1 plus for pulses means weak. All right. 0 means absent. 3 means full and bounding. 4 is very strong. All right. +2 is normal. +1 is abnormal. So we're going to highlight that. So in this section alone, we've already highlighted a lot. Atherosclerosis, hypertension, pulsating abdominal mass above umbilicus, feet, ankles, pale and slightly cold to touch, pedal and post-tibial pulses 1 plus, that's 5. Vital signs 98, pulse 105, BP 154 over 92. So I'm going to highlight pulse and BP as well. All right. So I think NCLEX scores it by phrase. So one phrase atherosclerosis hypertension, one phrase for pulsating mass, one phrase for feet, one phrase for or points for pedal and post-tibial pulses, and one phrase, one complete phrase, not a sentence, right? It's for pulse and BP. So that's 5 total points just for this question alone. All right. This is highlighting text. You know, the problem with highlighting text is it's right minus wrong. So if you missed something, then that will cost you a penalty point. So for example, you've answered 4 correct, 2 incorrect, then you get 2 points. All right. So there will be 5 things that you will be highlighting in cardiovascular. Do you guys agree with me? So we're going to highlight all abnormal findings, all right? Do you guys agree with me? Yes? All abnormal findings, right? It's a little complicated here because we're not used to highlighting text, but that's how that's what the next gen NCLEX would do. One type of question will be highlighting text in a table, right? Another one is highlighting text in a sentence or in a paragraph, all right? So that's highlighting text. How about gastrointestinal? Let's look at that. Reports intermittent constipation. Can we highlight that? So here's the thing, right? Since you're in the recognizing cues, every abnormal finding you have to highlight, right? Because that might be essential part of the puzzle. Remember, we're still in the recognizing cues. At this point, we don't know what's going on with the patient. So if I'm the nurse in the ED and I saw this patient and these are my findings, I'm going to prioritize every abnormal finding that I see because that might be vital. The doctor might need that information or I might need that information to help diagnose the patient in the next couple of situations. All right. Remember, this is a case study. We're trying to diagnose and treat the patient, right? Not really diagnose as a physician, but find the priority medical issue. So that's called prioritizing hypothesis in nursing. All right. So reports intermittent constipation, I'll highlight that. Last bowel movement 3 days ago, that's part of the reports intermittent constipation. So that's one highlight. History of severe abdominal and lower back pain 2 hours after eating a large meal. I'll highlight that, right? That's 2 highlights already. Regular diet, that's okay. Abdomen flat with diminished bowel sound, I'll highlight that. That's 3 highlights already. Abdominal pain is not relieved with position change. I'll highlight that. That's 4 highlights in gastrointestinal alone. Were you guys able to follow me? Yeah, so Antoinette is correct. Let me show that. There is yellow color highlighter in the next gen NCLEX. So what you're going to do is you're going to drag your scroll bar to the text. You're going to click and drag to highlight, just like how you're highlighting in Microsoft Word, okay? But you guys agree with me, gastrointestinal, there's 4 things that I've highlighted, 5 in cardiovascular, 1 in pulmonary, and 0 in neurological. How about psychosocial? Single, attorney, works long hours, self-identifies as workaholic. I don't think there's anything to prioritize here. I don't think anything's related to the medical issue. So we have a total of 1 plus 5 plus 4. There are 10 things that you should have highlighted in this section. Who got this correctly? So John Lolin said how to highlight properly. So it's like how you highlight in Microsoft Word. So probably in the next shows that I'll do, I'll show how to highlight. But I really can't do it right now here because in order for me to do that, I have to have 2 screens. But I tried it in my Mac. I have a couple of stuff here. This is my MacBook. My iPad doesn't work well for StreamYard. My big Mac computer screen here doesn't work for StreamYard as well. But anyway, I'm going to try. But it's like how you highlight your words in Microsoft Word, all right? Only that in the actual NCLEX it's going to be yellow. And you highlight by phrase, all right? Not the whole sentence. You do not highlight the whole cardiovascular thing, but by phrase. You see, if you zoom it in, there's semicolon, which separates it from another phrase, and another semicolon, and another semicolon. So that's one phrase each. All right. So um you can highlight it that way. Jonalyn, all right, sorry about that, my screen is limited, but in my actual NGN master classes I will show that to the students, because in that screen I will use Zoom. So if you join my classes, I can show how to do it as well. I'm limited to what I can do here because it's a webinar, right? But again, those are the things that you will highlight: pulmonary, cardiovascular, and gastrointestinal. Anyone got it correctly? Anyone was able to figure it out with me? All right. All right. We now have reached 250 viewers, live viewers. Thank you guys. All right. You guys can win an Aspire RN NCLEX review package with the Dr. Nurse Paul method, which is a next gen NCLEX ready program. To join, like and follow Dr. Nurse Paul and Aspire RN. Share this live show in your page publicly and comment hashtag Dr. Nurse Paul, and you will have a chance to win an NCLEX package. All right. Let's now go to question number 2. Any question about question number 1? If not, we're going to go to question number 2. Right? I have 30 minutes left for this show. Question number 2, guys. All right? Same findings, same history and physical. Look at your left side. All right? In your left side, right above my finger right here, I'm over here in the lower corner bottom of your screen. All right? Same situation. Nothing changed. It's the very same thing that we've highlighted. On the right side, all right, right there, all right, on the right side of your screen, right there, right there. That's where your question is at. That's where question number 2. So let's see question number 2. Which of the following conditions, oh my God, I think I've shown it already. Which of the following conditions could the client be experiencing? Anyone? I have misplaced my slide and it showed the answer right away. What are your, in medicine we call this differential diagnosis, but what are your analysis? This is select all that apply, people. Considering all the findings that we've highlighted earlier and that we found, what are your possible medical diagnosis that you're thinking about? So we have abdominal aortic aneurysm. That's one. Very good. Because of the pulsating abdominal mass, poor circulation to the legs, hypertension, and so many other concerns. Atherosclerosis, smoking, right? What else? It's not only abdominal aortic aneurysm. We've highlighted so many things earlier. What are your other diagnoses? When remember in the hospital, when we diagnose, we don't diagnose just one thing. When the patient presents with chest pain, I don't say it's heart attack right away. It could also be pneumonia, costochondritis, rib cage fracture. It could be bronchitis, asthma, right? It's not heart attack right away. It's differential diagnosis. When you say abdominal pain, it could be so many other things. Acute gastroenteritis, it could be a colonic problem, intestinal problem, liver problem, right? If it's a leg pain, it could be DVT. It could be muscular pain. It could be skeletal pain, right? So what are your different things that you can find here? It doesn't look like sepsis. We're going to remove that because there's no fever. It doesn't look like pneumonia because the breathing, the pulmonary assessment looks normal, right? How about API? Can we consider API? Appendicitis, yes. We call it API here in the States, APPY. Yes, API, because of the abdominal pain, right? That's not relieved by position changes. How about acute pancreatitis? How about acute pancreatitis? Are we going to include that? Yes or no? There's an abdominal pain radiating to the back. All right, I cannot see the screen. I'm using my phone. Antoinette, if you're using your phone, you can actually zoom the show in, put it in full screen mode, and zoom the screen in. All right. I'm sorry, but that's a problem with next gen Netflix. The screen can now be filled. But yes, we can also include acute pancreatitis. How about MI? I don't think this is MI because there's no chest pain, which is our most important symptom. It's like more gastrointestinal kind of thing, right? But I'm also going to include abdominal aortic aneurysm because of, like I said, pulsating abdominal mass, smoking, hypertension, right? So our answer here is 3, 4, and 6. Who got this correctly? right? And remember, this is right minus wrong type of question, which means for those who have answered 4, 5, 6, then you only get, I'm sorry, you get only 1 point there because it's 2 minus 1 incorrect answer. For those that answered 3, 4, 6, you get all 3 points. For those answered 6, 4, 3, then you get 1 point as well because that's 2 minus 1. All right. Now you see how you guys scored, right? 3, 4, 6, 6, 3, 4, 3, 4, 6. All of you guys are correct. So the answer is 3, 4, 6. All right. So that's your question number two. That's analyzing cues. In analyzing cues, you're going by your different medical and nursing diagnosis and you're listing them all. All right. So remember, analyzing cues is similar to differential diagnosis in medicine. But of course, we don't want to call diagnosis because they said nurses are not allowed to diagnose. Now, if you're a nurse practitioner or a physician, then you can do that, right? So as a nurse, we call it analysis in our nursing process. So now we're analyzing cues. Earlier, we flagged down everything that's abnormal, that's recognizing cues, and now we're putting them together and analyzing them. What is this? It could be API, it could be pancreatitis, and it could be abdominal aortic aneurysm. So what's the important skill here? In the first part, you should have skills with assessment. If you're not good with your assessment, just like earlier, we asked, is the pulse +1 normal, abnormal? Some people say normal, some people abnormal. Those who said abnormal, correct. Those who said normal, then your assessment skill is lacking. Here in analyzing cues, the most important skill is pathophysiology. You should know your pathophysiology so you can piece them together. Assessments, these are the signs and symptoms. What could this be, right? What could this be? You have last 5 minutes to join the giveaway, and the mechanics are at the bottom. If you want to win today's show, all right, follow the mechanics and hashtag Dr. Nurse Paul in your comment so we can include you in the giveaway. All right, question number 3 will be about prioritizing hypothesis. Now, in your step 2, analyzing cues, right? You've already figured out what are the differential diagnoses. You're selecting what diagnosis you have, right? Now you're going to prioritize. You're only going to pick one. Basing on your findings, look at your question, right? Look at your question on the right side of the screen. Nothing changed with your, or actually there's something that changed, all right? Did you guys see now? I'm sorry. There's now 3 tabs. There's now 3 tabs. The history and physical is the same. Let's open the second tab, diagnosis. What do you guys see? Look at the diagnosis. What do you guys see? There's 3 diagnostic entries. The first one is EKG. The EKG for me looks a little fast, all right? For me, this is about 120 to 150 just because the R to Rs are about 2 to 3 boxes. So I would say this is 150 to 120 to 150. So a little fast. The patient's now a little tachycardic. And the x-ray says normal. And the CT scan says abdominal aortic aneurysm. All right, those are our 3 findings in the diagnosis. All right. So somebody said, what if, let's see this, you only answered 1 and it's correct. Do I get the point even though I didn't get the 2 answers? No, you only get 1. All right. If you've answered more, then you're going to get penalties. If you did not check something that's incorrect, then you do not get penalty for that. So that's what I'm saying for SATA. If you're not sure, just don't answer those items that you're not sure with. Before we tell you, just guess. There's no penalty. But now there's a penalty. Do not guess. If you're not sure, don't check it. All right? Anyway, so again, last 3 minutes to join the Dr. Nurse Paul show. Please stand by for announcement of the winner. And now, okay, guys, let's answer the question. The nurses review the diagnostics. There's actually lab results too. Let's look at the labs. Troponin, normal. So if troponin is normal, then that's not heart attack. CK, normal. So we're not having any issues with the heart, with the muscles. Amylase, normal. So it's not pancreatitis. Lipase, normal. It's not pancreatitis, right? White blood cell count, normal. It's not API. It's not pancreatitis. What is it? You've prioritized three earlier. I mean, you've analyzed three earlier. Now we're gonna choose one. What is it? Appy has fever. Appy has increased WBC. And so is pancreatitis. Pancreatitis would have increased lipase or amylase. MI would have increased troponin, but it's not MI. So what is this, guys? Abdominal aortic aneurysm. Very good. So the choices are pneumonia, acute pancreatitis, MI, or abdominal aortic aneurysm. Answer AAA. Now, look at this. There's a follow-up question. And is at highest risk for choose. Come on. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to answer this. And is at highest risk for what? For what? For hemorrhage. Very good. Hemorrhage. Because, AAA can rupture, right? And can lead to massive hypovolemic shock. Imagine your aorta in your abdomen blowing up. So all your pressure from the heart is going to go out to your peritoneum and you're going to lose your pressure. That's why the patient already has low pulse and it's already 1 plus because the blood is being diverted to the wall of the artery. Hemorrhage. Very good. Who got this pair correctly? If you got abdominal aortic aneurysm and hemorrhage correctly, then you get 2 points. Who got this correctly? This is called rational or paired scoring. If you guys watched my show before, this is called rational or paired scoring. All right? If you got abdominal aortic aneurysm and hemorrhage together, you get 2 points. If you get abdominal aortic aneurysm or answer letter A or the first answer, and the second answer incorrectly, like for example, you answered something else instead of hemorrhage, then you get 1 point, all right? Because you got the abdominal aortic aneurysm correctly, but not the hemorrhage. Again, last minute to join the Dr. Nurse Paul Show and Netflix review package. This is worth $550. Who's gonna be the next winner? $550 plus a chance to have NGN Next Gen classes, master classes with the Dr. Nurse Paul. 42 live classes, 5,000 questions, 100% pass guarantee. And we have so many passers. Look at our Aspire RN page, right? So if you have abdominal aortic aneurysm and hemorrhage correctly, that's 2 points. If you get abdominal aortic aneurysm but hemorrhage incorrectly, then you get 1 point. If you get abdominal aortic aneurysm incorrectly, the first box. If you got it incorrectly, automatic, both of them are incorrect. So you get 0 points. All right. That's the thing with rational scoring. Letter A or box A and box B must be paired to get 2 points. If box A is incorrect, if the first box is incorrect, automatically the whole statement is incorrect because it's cause and effect. You have to know the first answer to know the second answer. So the argument is if the first answer is incorrect, then you're 0. Your point is automatically 0. It doesn't matter if the second box is correct, you're incorrect. See, no other Next Gen NCLEX instructor would tell you not only how to answer the question, but how the question is being scored. So you guys are aware, okay? So I also know how to score these Next Gen NCLEX questions, and I'm explaining it to you, right? All right, question number 4. Same situation, nothing changed. All right, same situation. Which of the following interventions would the nurse anticipate the client for? Select all that apply. Which of the following interventions would the client anticipate or would the nurse anticipate for the client? Select all that apply. Anyone? Anyone? Oh my God, I'm so excited to announce the winner. My team is already selecting the winner using comment picker. So we're done with the hashtag Dr. Nurse Paul. I'm sorry. But one winner will luckily receive an NCLEX package worth $550. That's the cost of the entire program. All right. So I hope you guys win. We already have so many winners. All right. Which of the following interventions would the nurse anticipate the client for? This is select all that apply. Oxygen, anti-infective therapy, intravenous dopamine infusion, frequent vital signs, insertion of indwelling catheter. Guys, you know that the patient has AAA, right? AAA. So your goal for AAA, put them on bed rest. They cannot walk around or jump around because there's a risk for rupture with any sympathetic responses. Um, they have to be in complete bed rest, right? They need oxygen, of course, because it might rupture. They have to be given an antihypertensive immediately because hypertension, increased blood pressure, sympathetic response, pain, all of this can trigger the AAA to rupture. So answers are 1, 4, and 5. What makes 2 wrong? We don't need anti-infective. This is not infectious. This is caused by hypertension and smoking and is common among white males. But every male and women can have this too. I've seen a lot of guys die from AAA. It could be genetic factor as well because your arterial wall is thin. And I work in the ED, so we have these cases where we couldn't find out what's going on, and then we do the CT scan and we realize, oh, it's a AAA and it's about to rupture, right? How about dopamine? Somebody answered dopamine. Why did you guys answer dopamine? What's the purpose of dopamine? To keep the heart pumping, all right? If you guys keep doing that, it will increase the blood pressure because it's both positive inotropic and positive chronotropic. If you do that, it will cause further tachycardia. It will further increase the pressure to the aorta. It will cause the aorta to rupture. You do not start dopamine until the patient is on shock. All right. The patient is not on shock. It's going to cause the aorta to rupture. So everyone who answered 3 gets 1 point deduction. Everyone who answered 2 gets another point deduction. All right. So total of 3 points. Those who answered 3 gets 1 point deduction. So you get 2 points there or 3, whatever. All right. Answer is 1, 3, or I'm sorry, 1, 4, and 5. Please do not give dopamine. So see, very important that you now have ideas of not only signs and symptoms or your assessment skills, diagnosing skills or analyzing skills, pathophysiology skills, but also pharmacology and nursing intervention skills. All right. Very important with case study that you have very good contents. That's why a lot of people ask me, are there many things changing in the next gen NCLEX? The only thing that's changing, the only 2 things that are majorly changing are the types of questions and the scoring. But guys, the contents are the same. Abdominal aortic aneurysm before next gen NCLEX or the old generation NCLEX and the next gen NCLEX are the same. Nothing changed with the content, nothing changed with the management, nothing changed with the pathophysiology. Are they the same? Yes. The only thing that's changing is how you understand the case study or clinical judgment and how you apply them to your question. All right. So that's why in the doctor nurse Paul method, before I go to teach you NGN classes, you're going to undergo didactics classes first. Review your contents first. People like to jump in UWorld right away. And I sell UWorld too. I have UWorld. My UWorld is not just UWorld. My UWorld, if you purchase it with me, I have faculty portal. I can create questions for you using the UWorld question bank. I can see your scores. I can give you analysis. And my UWorld has next gen NCLEX compatible too. So very cheap because I sell it for like 200 something dollars versus in the website is $300 because I'm partnered with UWorld. So on top of my 5,000 question bank in Aspire R, and my students also, if they want to avail on top of it, they can avail it extra. They can avail UWorld, and we have next gen NCLEX, right? So, but you see, this is the problem. A lot of people would like to jump right away in UWorld, and they still end up failing the NCLEX. You know why? UWorld is a question bank. You don't go practicing your test taking skills if your contents are not good. That's why when I built my curriculum for NCLEX, and I'm the only one who does that, I have 15 years, 16 years of experience now for NCLEX instruction and as educator, you start with your content first. Build your content. Understand what AAA first is. Understand your pathophysiology here. Understand your signs and symptoms. Understand your interventions. And then you can answer next gen NCLEX case studies. You got me? You cannot just jump into the question bank and answer questions and figure out, oh, why am I wrong? Oh, I don't understand. Oh, why am I wrong? Oh my God, why is my score 40%? Right? Because your concept's not good. All right? I don't like you jumping straight into the question bank. I would love for you to start mastering your concepts. There is a reason why only 46% of foreign graduate nurses like you and me pass the NCLEX. 54% fail. every year, more than half fail. Out of 50,000 people, 100,000 people, half of them fail. Why? It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. Why? Because of poor preparation for the NCLEX. Let me help you. If you failed in the past, if your concept is not good, then allow me to help you. That's why I built Aspire RN4. It's to help you guys pass the NCLEX, right? Now, again, concept is important. If you're good with concepts, then you can jump into the NGN master classes that I'm doing because you already know what you're doing at that point, right? Anyway, taking actions, guys, this is very easy. Same situation. Don't read the situation here on the side. Go to the question right away. The question is right there. Right? For each potential nursing intervention, tell me if it is indicated or not indicated. Let's wrap it up quickly because I'm running out of time. I'm sharing too much. I'm very passionate about information dissemination. I don't like information to stay with me. I like sharing it. If I could share it for free, then that's good. I'm able to help people that way. All right. So I'm sorry if I'm being very passionate about sharing to you how I prepare my students, because that's how I prepare my students for the NCLEX. When you guys enroll in my program, you're just not enrolling in another NCLEX review. I want your process for NCLEX to be transformational and inspirational. That way, when you pass the NCLEX, you're gonna look back and you're like, oh my God, I did not only pass the NCLEX, but I made friends and family with Aspire R, and they helped me, motivated me to get here. So it's all about making sure that you pass. We treat you guys holistically. You're just not another number. You're not just another money for my business. You are my student, and I will make sure that you will pass the NCLEX. All right. Anyway, going back, do we need to monitor urine output hourly? Indicated or not indicated? Indicated. All right. Ruini, there's 5,000 questions in my test bank. And if you avail UWorld on top of it, that's another 2,500 questions. You would answer 7,500 questions to take a 75 item exam or 85 items. All right. Anyway, so monitor urine hourly indicated. Yes. We need to, by the way, earlier, we need to put the patient on catheter, okay? Because the patient's going to be on bed rest and we need to relieve the pressure. Remember, any sympathetic response can cause the AAA to rupture. So, yes, we need to monitor urine output hourly. That's why we need to put Foley indicated. Encourage the client to ambulate, not indicated. Monitor for mental status changes, indicated. Very good. Layson already has complete answers. Palpate. Can we palpate? AAA? No, not indicated. How about instruct the client that changes in the characteristics of pain are expected? Is that expected? The patient suddenly said, hold on. The pain is increasing. It's now 9 or 10 over 10. Sharp pain, tearing pain, pulsating pain, compared earlier, which is 5 over 10. And what did you say, nurse? It's okay. It's expected. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. It means your AAA is rupturing because the pain is increasing and it's radiating and it's now tearing. It's not expected. It's not indicated, right? Increasing pain, changes in pain characteristic in AAA signals to you that the pain, the AAA is already starting to rupture. The key that comes out in the NCLEX for prioritization is tearing, sharp, radiating pain. That indicates that AAA is already rupturing. So answer is 2 for indicated, 3 for not indicated. That's 1 point per box, all right? So there's no penalty here for incorrect answers. Don't worry. This is not a correct minus incorrect answers. Like I said, I don't only teach you to answer case studies or next gen NCLEX questions. I also teach you how they are scored because knowledge is power. It's like going to a game, right? When who guys like to play sports here? When you guys play, say for example, Filipinos love basketball. When you play basketball, you don't only know how to shoot the ball or pass it to your teammates. You also know how to play the game as far as how they are scored. If you know how they are scored, then you know how to play the game. Then you can play the game better than those people that don't know how the game is scored. It's like when I first came here to the States, I watched the baseball league for the first time. I know baseball. I've played baseball during my high school, but I don't know some parts how they are scored or not. So I always keep asking my friends, what happened? How did they get the score? Or what happened? How did they get the penalty? It's hard to play a game without knowing the scoring system. That's why we're doing this next gen NCLEX classes. I'm not only teaching you to develop your next gen NCLEX ability, but also teaching you how they are scored. You know how they're scored, you know how to be careful not to make mistakes. All right. Is that good? Is that a good deal? I don't think nobody does it better, huh? Because that's how I prepare my students for the game. I mean, it's not a game; it's an exam that costs you $1,000 to $2,000. I don't want your parents to spend more money or yourself to spend more money because you failed and you failed and you failed and you failed. If you can do it one time, then pass it one time, right? So that's it. It's an investment, right? So make sure that something that you're doing is worth more than what you're putting in right now. All right. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your resources. All right. Last question. Here it is. All right. Same situation. We're going to highlight again. We're going to highlight. All right. Click to highlight below the finding that indicates the client status is worsened. Client status is worsened. We're gonna look for things that has worsened, all right? We're gonna highlight phrases. Upon returning to the ED, the client is pale, diaphoretic, and lethargic. That's one. Pale, diaphoretic, lethargic. That makes it worse. Temperature 99, pulse 120, R20, BP 86/50. Highlight the whole thing. Vital signs have changed. It worsened. Look at your vital signs in your cardiovascular findings earlier versus now in the nurse's notes. So you're going to highlight the whole vital signs. That's two. Pedal and posterior tibial pulses found to be faint and intermittent with Doppler. That's already with Doppler. So when you're using Doppler to check for pulses and it's still faint, you can score it zero because you can't palpate it no more. All right, you can score it zero, which means you need to use the device to find it because you can't palpate it no more. That's zero. So yes, I'm gonna highlight that. So that's three highlights already. Mottled from feet to ankles. Mottled is a sign of shock. No more circulation. You know, it looks like mottled, like trunk of a tree. That's how it looks like when you have shock. You see mottling symptoms. That's four. Lung sounds decrease, that's five. Bowel sounds diminish, that's six. Urine output of 50, that's normal. All right, peripheral venous access device, that's normal. So I have six things that I've highlighted. All right. No, Jonalyn, you're gonna highlight the whole phrase. You're gonna highlight temp first as well, because Jonalyn said, "Can we highlight everything except temp?" No, you're gonna highlight temp as well because the first temperature was 98.9. The second is 99. All right. So guys, did you get it? You're gonna highlight um, from pale, diaphoretic, lethargic. That's one. The whole vital signs until blood pressure. That's two. Pedal and posterior tibial pulses until Doppler ultrasound. That's three. Mottling until ankles. That's four. My Filipino accent is coming out. Ankles. Lungs. We're gonna highlight that as well because it already decreased. That's number five. Vowel sounds diminished. That's number six. Six things that you've highlighted. All right. Um. All right. Let's see. Aftab said vowel sound is already diminished. Vowel sounds diminished. Did it say diminished earlier? I forgot. Let me see. Abdomen flat with diminished. Okay, that's right. Aftab is right. I'm sorry. Let me take it back. All right. Vowel sound is already diminished in the earlier findings, and it's also diminished in the new findings. So there's no worsening. All right. There's only five that you guys will highlight. All right. No, don't highlight vowel sounds. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was in the earlier thing. I said too much. I lost track of it. All right. But yes, don't highlight vowel sounds. Let me take it back. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let's take it back. I have 1 minute left. I'm sorry. We're going to go overtime for a bit. Okay. But I'm really enjoying this class. I hope even if I'm going overtime, you guys are enjoying it with me. All right. But I'm really enjoying sharing things to you based on my expertise. But yes, we're not going to highlight vowel sounds. Let me take it back because in gastrointestinal, it already says diminished vowel sounds. So there's nothing that changed. The question says only highlight the ones that worsened. All right. So five highlights. All right. Five highlights. And that's it. What do you think is happening? But we're done. Evaluating outcomes is the last question for case study. All right. But we're done here. But what do you think is happening? What do you think is happening for the with the patient with all the new data that came in? What do you think is happening? Can you give me a conclusion of what's going on with the patient? What happened to the AAA at this point? if there's mottling, if the blood pressure is going down, the patient's already developing shock. Because, let's do pathophysiology. Because what triggered the shock? Why is the patient having shock? Very good. The AAA ruptured. And that's a stat surgery. We cannot do anything about it in the ER. We can mass transfuse blood using a level 1 infuser. If there's any trauma nurses here, you'd know what I'm saying. We can give bags of fluid 30 mLs per kilogram rapidly, but it has to be to have surgery. Otherwise, the patient's going to die of shock, right? And I've seen a lot of AAA patients die, and the outcome is very poor once it starts rupturing, right? Very rarely can they take them to the OR on time. Depends on how big the rupture is, but they usually die very quickly, all right? And I've seen young men die from AAA as well. Very traumatic, right? For families, because I mean, they're healthy and then suddenly they died. But do the CAT scan and it's actual AAA. All right. Anyway, questions. Did you guys learn a lot today? Can you pass your next gen NCLEX? Tell me. Yes, I can. If you can pass your NCLEX, if you will pass your NCLEX, say in the comment section, yes, I can. Yes, I can. All right. And for those who came in late, don't worry. This is recorded. We have a lot of viewers today. Thank you guys for participating in the class. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the interaction. Thank you guys. For those who came in late, this is recorded. After this show, you can watch it in your Facebook. And I think we're ready for the winner. Let me see if we're ready for the winner. All right. We have a winner. And our winner, congratulations to Carla Sabangan. I think the name is familiar. I think she always attends the class. Carla, are you here, Carla? That's $550 worth of review program for you, including Next Gen Master classes. Congratulations, Carla. If you are here, please send me a message in Dr. Nurse Paul Facebook, and I will give you the instructions of how to claim your prize. Congratulations to our winner. To those who did not win, I'm so sorry. There's another chance. We do Next Gen NCLEX every 2 weeks. All right. So the Secrets of Next Gen NCLEX next show will be on March 4. That's also coinciding with the first day I'm doing NGN master classes for my students. To purchase my review program, Yannick's, go to aspirern.com or send my team a message right now in AspireRN, and we will guide you through the process. Everything is done online. You pay my classes online. You pay my program online using a debit or credit card. Very easy to join. After you enroll, you can start right away. No waiting time, no downtime. All right. Follow Dr. Nurse Paul, your Next Gen NCLEX expert, in TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And I'll see you in the next show every Saturday, 8 a.m.
You have just watched the Dr. Nurse.
I'm sorry about that. I was so excited to end the show. I'm sorry. I have another meeting after this. But again, I'll see you next time every Saturday, 8 a.m. Central Time. Secrets of Next Gen NCLEX, USA Nurse Series. And yes, you can. I'll see you guys. Bye.
You have just watched the Dr. Nurse Paul Show. Watch us live every Saturday, 8 a.m. Central U.S. Time. For more info about our future events, follow us on our social media channels. You can find us at Dr. Nurse Paul on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. See you next week.